Raise your hand if this sounds familiar. Your alarm goes off, you hit snooze 3 times, then you're rushing around trying to find your keys, making lunch while brushing your teeth, and leaving the house feeling like you're already behind for the day. What if I told you that 15 minutes, just 15 minutes, could completely change how your entire day feels? Not 2 hours of elaborate self-care, not a 5 a.m. workout routine, just 15 simple minutes that will set you up for success. Hi, I'm Connie and welcome to Making All the Plans. Today I'm sharing my 15-minute morning routine and I'm going to prove to you that this works even if you're not a morning person, even if you have kids, and even if you've tried morning routines before and failed. Here's what's different about this routine. It's not about becoming someone you're not. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. or doing yoga or journaling for an hour. It's about 15 minutes of strategic action that makes the rest of your day easier. By the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step routine you can start tomorrow morning. No special equipment, no major life changes, just 15 minutes that will make you feel like you actually have control over your day. Before we dive into what works, let's talk about why most morning routines fail. Because if you've tried to do morning routines before and given up, it's probably not your fault. The internet is full of morning routines that look like this. Wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for 20 minutes, work out for 45 minutes in a perfectly decorated home, journal for 15 minutes, make an elaborate breakfast, read for 30 minutes. That's over 2 hours before you even start your actual day. But most of us don't have 2 extra hours in the morning. We have kids to get ready, commutes to deal with, jobs that start at specific times. These elaborate routines are designed for people whose lives look nothing like ours. Morning routines fail for 3 main reasons. First, they're too long. Anything over 30 minutes is asking for trouble when you're just starting out. Second, they're too rigid. If you miss one part, you feel like the whole thing is ruined. And third, they're focused on self-improvement instead of day improvement. Here's the key insight. If you're starting to build a morning routine, the focus shouldn't be on becoming a better person. It should be on having a better day. It's time to set yourself up so the rest of your day runs smoothly. Instead of asking, what can I do to better myself this morning? Ask, what can I do this morning to make 4 p.m. me more grateful? All right, so here's the routine that changes everything. 15 minutes, 5 components, 3 minutes each, and I'm going to show you exactly what each piece looks like. The first 3 minutes of the morning routine are for a brain dump. Not journaling, not gratitude practice, not elaborate morning pages, just getting everything out of your head and onto paper. I grab whatever paper's closest. It could be a napkin, my planner, or the back of an envelope. Normally, I grab from my cheapest notebook. And then I write down everything that's floating around in my brain. Pick up the dry cleaning, call my mom, figure out dinner, email the vendor, buy a birthday gift. It doesn't have to be organized. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be out of your head. Because here's what happens when you don't do this. Those thoughts follow you around all day, taking up mental space and making you feel scattered. I know some of you are thinking, but I'll just forget to look at this list later. And that's okay. The magic isn't in having a perfect list. It's in clearing your mental space so you can focus on what's in front of you right now.
The good news is, the more that you do this process, the quicker it will become.
Minutes 4 through 6 are for checking your calendar and your timeline. This is where you make sure you know what's coming and when. I look at my calendar and create a rough timeline for my day. When are my meetings? When will I have lunch? What time do I need to pick up the kids? What time will dinner be? But I also look for potential problems. Is traffic going to be bad at the time that I leave for work? Do I have back-to-back meetings with no break for lunch? Do the kids have an away game tonight? If I see potential issues, I can solve them now. If I have back-to-back meetings, I might move one or pack my lunch. If traffic looks bad, I might leave earlier or need to reschedule something. If I forgot to prepare for a meeting, I can do it now instead of scrambling later. If the kids have an away game, I'll throw some snacks into their bags and for my bag for game time. This isn't about having a rigid schedule, it's about having awareness. When you know what's coming, you can be more flexible when things change because you're not caught off guard. Minutes 7 through 9 are for setting your daily priorities, not your entire to do list, not every single thing you need to do, just your top 3 priorities for the day. Make sure you don't bite off more than you have time for after reviewing what's already on your calendar for the day. I look at my brain dump and my calendar and ask, what are the 3 most important things that need to happen today? Not the most urgent, not the easiest, but the most important. These are the things that, if I get nothing else done, will make me feel like today was successful. Today, my 3 priorities are finishing editing this video, putting in a grocery order, and making an eye appointment to get my glasses fixed. And that's it. Everything else is bonus. This takes the pressure off trying to do everything perfectly and helps me focus on what actually matters. If you're someone who usually has a list of 20 things to do, this might feel impossible. But here's the thing. You probably only have capacity for 3 important things anyway. The rest is just mental clutter that leaves you feeling guilty if it's not all done at the end of the day. Minutes 7 through 9 are preparing your day. This is where we make the rest of the day easier by handling the small things now. This might look like checking the weather and grabbing a raincoat, packing your lunch, or getting dinner into the crock pot. The goal is to eliminate as many small decisions and panicked moments as possible. If you have kids, this could include checking that backpacks are packed, making sure permission slips are signed, or starting breakfast prep. The idea is to handle things when you have a calm 3 minutes instead of trying to do them when you're rushing. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about reducing decision fatigue. Every small decision you make during your busy day uses mental energy. By handling these things in advance, you're preserving that energy for more important decisions later.
So, on this particular day, I ran downstairs to prep dinner and realized that there was not enough flank steak for the whole family. Not only was it under a pound, but it was super fatty. So instead, I grabbed some chicken breasts out of the freezer as well as a pasta bake. The chicken breasts will be for tonight since the flank steak is not doable. I will just go ahead and make chicken salad for tonight, and then I will put the pasta bake in the fridge so that I can bake it tomorrow. So as you can see, my timer is sitting in front of me. I was timing to make sure that I could actually get everything done in the 15 minutes that I had allotted. And even though I ended up spending a little more time doing meal prep than I normally would, I still was able to get this part ready in under 3 minutes. For my chicken salad, if you're interested, I just throw some chicken breast in a crock pot and I throw in some random seasonings with some chicken broth. Normally it's pepper, garlic powder, some bay leaves. I might throw some other seasoning in as well, but my kids kind of like it plain, so I try to do what they like. So I just throw the chicken in, I throw a little bit of everything else in, then I do a quick cleanup, and basically my phone rang and I needed to start working at that point. But I was glad that I did run down and check out the dinner situation. Otherwise, we would have gotten to the flank steak and I would have needed to pivot on the spot, and I couldn't cook chicken breasts fast enough for chicken salad sandwich, and I would have been scrambling. So I'm much happier having done this in the morning.
The final 3 minutes are for review and adjustment. This is where you take a step back and make sure everything you've set up actually makes sense for how you're feeling and what your day really needs. I look back at my 3 priorities and ask, do these still feel right? Are they realistic for today and the time I have available? Sometimes I realize I was overly ambitious, or I forgot about something important that needs to bump up to the priority list. Maybe I plan to tackle a big project, but I'm feeling low energy today, so I might swap it for something that still moves me forward but feels more manageable. Or maybe I see that my afternoon is more packed than I thought, so I need to shift some prep work to earlier in the day. This isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. Your morning brain may plan differently than your evening brain would, and that's okay. This final check ensures your plan actually serves you instead of adding pressure. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but my mornings are chaos. Let me show you how to adapt this routine for real life. If you have kids, do this routine before they wake up or involve them in appropriate parts. Brain dump while they eat breakfast, set priorities while they get dressed. The key is protecting those 15 minutes somehow. If mornings are rough for you, do parts of this the night before. Brain dump before bed, lay out clothes, check tomorrow's calendar. Then your morning routine becomes priorities, intention, and go. If 15 minutes feels impossible, start with 5. Brain dump and priorities only. But I challenge you, most people spend more than 15 minutes scrolling their phone in the morning, and this is about choosing to use that time differently. If your schedule changes constantly, make this routine location independent. Use your phone for brain dumps, keep priorities simple, and focus on the intention setting piece. The routine travels with you. Here's why this 15-minute routine changes everything. It shifts you from reactive mode to proactive mode. Instead of spending your day responding to whatever comes up, you spend it executing a plan you made when you were calm and clear-headed. When you start your day in a rush, your brain stays in stress mode all day. When you start your day with an intention and preparation, your brain stays in problem-solving mode. It's the difference between feeling like life is happening to you versus feeling like you're directing your life. Over time, this routine builds what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. Because every day you prove to yourself that you can be prepared, focused, and intentional. That confidence carries over into everything else. So there you have it, the 15-minute morning routine that changes everything. Brain dump, priorities, prep, calendar check, and adjustment. 15 minutes that make the other 23 hours and 45 minutes of your day run smoother. Remember, you don't have to implement this perfectly from day one. Pick 1 or 2 pieces to start with. Maybe just the brain dump and priorities. Build the habit of taking control of your morning before you worry about doing it perfectly. I want to hear from you. What's the biggest challenge with your current mornings? And if you try this routine, let me know how it goes. Even one piece of this routine can make a difference. This routine pairs perfectly with the planning systems we've been talking about. When you know your priorities and you've prepared your day, using your planner becomes automatic instead of overwhelming. If this routine idea resonates with you, make sure you're subscribed because we're going to keep building practical systems that work for real, busy lives. You don't need a perfect morning to have a good day. You just need 15 intentional minutes. Tomorrow morning, set your alarm 15 minutes earlier and try this routine. Not next week, not when you have more time, but tomorrow, because you deserve to start your days feeling prepared instead of frazzled. Those 15 minutes are an investment in every hour that follows. I hope that everybody has a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.